If your supervisor says, give frequency, duration, and your brain blanks, this is for you. This video will turn those words into real doable measurement steps. A1 in the RBT task list is basically asking, can you implement continuous measurement procedures like frequency, duration, latency, and interresponse time? This content lines up with the measuring occurrence like count, frequency, rate, and measuring temporal dimensions, duration, latency, and interresponse time, RRT. Now, let's lock in what continuous measurement means because this is the umbrella. Continuous measurement detects all instances of the target behavior during the observation period. Whenever possible, continuous measurement is preferred and should be used, but sometimes it's difficult or impossible, and then you may need discontinuous measurement, which does not detect all the instances of behavior. So, how do we decide what to measure continuously? Here's the testable framework. Because behavior is extended in time, it has three fundamental dimensional qualities: repeatability, temporal extent, and temporal locus. Repeatability is it happens again and again dimension. So we can count it. Temporal extent is how long it lasts. That connects to duration. Temporal locus is when it happens. That connects to measures like latency and interresponse time. Now, here's a quick measurement cheat sheet. Count is a simple tally of the number of occurrences of a behavior. Rate is count divided by the observation time, count per unit time. Duration is the amount of time from the onset to the endpoint of a behavior. Response latency is the elapsed time between the onset of a stimulus and the initiation of a subsequent response. Interresponse time, IRT, is the amount of time that elapses between two consecutive instances of a response class. Next question. What tools do we use to get these measures? The most common measurement methods involve event recording, timing, or combinations of them, plus time sampling methods, which are a different bucket. Event recording is a group of procedures for measuring the number of times a behavior occurs. Timing is where we measure things like duration, latency, IRT, interresponse time, using timing devices and timing procedures. Here's an exam level decision rule. The measurement method must fit the target behavior dimension you want to measure, like event recording for rate and timing for duration and latency. Also, quick reality check. Selecting a measurement method isn't only about the dimension, it also depends on the reason for measurement, the behavior change goals and expected direction of change, the ease of detecting occurrences, the available environments and times, and the availability and skills of observers. So today we're going to do this like a BT on shift. Pick the right continuous measure, count or rate, duration, latency, IRT. Use the right method, event recording versus timing, and run the steps cleanly so you're actually capturing what you think you're capturing. Slide 2 is your frequency slide, but I'm going to say this in clean, test ready language so you don't have to get tripped up. First, count is a simple tally of how many times the behavior happened. Then, rate is count divided by observation time, usually expressed in per unit time. Now, the word frequency gets used different ways by different people. Some use rate and frequency interchangeably, while others use frequency to mean count. So, your safe move is to be clear whether you're reporting a count or a count per unit time. Next, how do you collect count or rate? That's where event recording comes in. Event recording is a group of procedures for measuring the number of times a behavior occurs, and it includes detecting and recording how many times the behavior is observed. Here's the can I use event recording checklist. 1. Each instance of behavior must have a discrete beginning and ending points. 2. If you're doing non-automated event recording, the target behavior should not occur at such high rates that you have trouble counting each discrete occurrence accurately. And one classic example of a behavior that's hard to count with event recording is humming, because it can be hard to tell when one hum ends and another begins. Also, this one matters. Event recording does not produce accurate measures for behaviors that occur for extended time periods, like staying on task during class or playing in a playground game. So, if your behavior is on for long stretches, don't try to force it into frequency counts. Think timing instead. Now let's talk rate because A1 loves rate questions. Rate of response is especially useful for behaviors characterized as free operands. Free operant behaviors have discrete onsets and offsets, minimal displacement, and can be emitted over a wide range of response rates. Applied examples include words read during a 1 minute timing or head slaps per minute. Now, the don't do this rules. Do not use rate to measure behaviors that occur within discrete trials because those responses are opportunity bound and controlled by the presentation of a discriminative stimulus. For discrete trial behaviors, measures like percentage of opportunities in which a response was emitted should be used. Also, rate is a poor measure for continuous behaviors that occur for extended periods. Those are better measured by duration or estimates of duration. Now, the big implementation move that gets missed. A count is of limited usefulness unless you know the counting time, and you have to know the observation time to interpret it. So when you run event recording, your deliverable is either count plus counting time or rate, count divided by observation time. On the exam, listen for wording like per minute, per hour, per session time. That's pointing you to rate. If the question is just how many times did it happen, that's count.